Hey, hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to Easy Markets Daily Picture International with me, Darius. Today's the 14th. Yep, the 14th of July, 2023. So yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Friday's morning session where we're gonna have a very quick look at the markets, a view of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. Look, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and I'll get back to you in a bit. Okay, so now then, also before we go further, let me just quickly adjust my lighting here. I think it's a little bit off. There we go. I think this is a little bit better. There we go. Yeah. Anyway, guys, yeah, before we go further, we jump into the charts. As always, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. If you have any questions, honestly, reach out to us. We're always happy to help out. So if you have any questions, like I said, just give us a shout. Now then, let's jump into the charts. The first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225. And look, not much of interesting stuff, I would say, because in general, okay. Look, the idea here worked out, I have to say. So, this is where we can start maybe, trying to think what could happen going into next week. And at this point, I talked about this idea where I said maybe a rebound from this lower side of the potential broadening, kind of a broadening triangle or wedge or something like that could be possible. And there we go. We got that rebound. We pushed higher and said to you that I'm aiming for this territory right here. The area kind of in between the 32,923 960 zone. So we've got a perfect test. I mean, honestly, this is just picture perfect. We tested it, and now we're drifting back to the downside. Again, I will stick to this game plan. Again, I will see if we, let's say, do retrace lower, and can we, let's say, retest the 50-day EMA or maybe the crossroads between these two trend lines. And if that's the case, and if all this provides good support, maybe a nice rebound back up here could be possible. Now, in terms of the downside, a break of this upside line drawn from the low the 15th of March is required. So let's keep an eye on that one. And yes, let's wait and see. ASX 200. So this one is just on fire. I mean, look at this. I think that maybe the news, the positive news, or again, I don't know if it's positive or not, time will show, but there was a change in the governor of RBA. So Australia has appointed a new Reserve Bank of Australia governor, and she's Michelle Bullock, not Sandra Bullock, but Michelle Bullock. The first time in history, I think it's the first time it's a woman. So okay, let's applaud this. I mean, because again, this is great. Some changes, and maybe this is the positive market reaction that we're getting here in ASX 200. So again, yeah, let's see. Everybody was skeptical initially about Christine Lagarde. That when she was becoming the first head of ECB. First time like a woman who's coming into this role. And this is, I think that RBA is following those footsteps now. And appointing, but in general, look, I think it doesn't matter, woman, man, whatever. Like honestly, whoever, it just do the job. That's it. Nothing else is required. Just do the job. Just do everything what's possible for the people in general, for the economy. So, well, okay, you're doing it for the economy, but eventually the economy is kind of for the people. So. Just kind of be good, that's the whole thing. But again, yeah, let's see how all this is going to play out. I think the market is, like I said, enjoying the moment. Okay, Fantastic. We had a nice pop here above this downside line. That's great. As I talked about this, and yes, we reached my target, the 7,253. And I said to you that after that, if we do push through it and stay above it, then yes, further upside here could be possible towards the 7,351 zone. But look, don't get me wrong. What I'm going to consider here is maybe something like this as well. So given that we had quite a decent up move already to the upside, maybe a bit of a retracement here at some point could be possible, but again, let's wait and see. For now, I'm just, like I said, sticking to the upside. Let's see how this is going to play out. Oh, before I go further, good morning into the chat room. Good morning, everyone. There we go. So good morning, everyone. Yeah, okay, let's see. The S&P 500. So, okay, the situation here, sorry, the chat room just updated, and Mr. Pucci, what's up, homie? I don't know if you're referring to me or you're referring to somebody else, but okay, I get it. It's to me. Nothing's up. Just running a webinar. That's it. Yeah, thank you very much for the comment, making my Friday a little bit more exciting. But yeah, S&P 500. Okay, look, we remained above this territory, above that 4,500 zone, and I said to you that as long as we stay above it, then yes, I will go further north. My next target is the 4,588. Mr. Pucci, yes, you, yes, me. Yep. Yeah, I think the chat. I think the chat is lagging a little bit, so you know, there might be a little bit of a delay. Yeah, anyway, the S&P 500. So yeah, look, in general, everything's fine. And today we don't have much news coming out. All the news kind of already came out. Yesterday, for example, we have from the US, we had the PPI number that came out lower than the forecast, but higher than the adjusted previous number. So okay, in a way, that's maybe good. Again, initial jobless claims came out better, but the continuing jobless claims came out worse. So I don't think that the story here is about the news in general. I think it's more of a about this, you know, about the Fed and what they're gonna do. And yeah, at the moment, I think that the market is enjoying the moment, and I think that the market is going to continue pushing, you know, like, because in a way, there, as I said to you yesterday in my morning video, that everybody's kind of adjusting. So yeah, we know there's going to be a 25 basis points. What, should we die now? No, okay, let's adjust, let's move forward, you know, let's go and do something about it. So, and this is what's happening right now with the market. Now, does the Fed like it? I don't think so. Because the whole point is to bring inflation down, and you know, when in general, when everything is going good and going well, you know, then demanding, everybody's like, you know, has good spending, you know, economy starts growing, but when then the same time inflation starts growing. So because the Fed still is sticking to its game plan of reducing, kind of bringing inflation down, which is already going down, to be honest. But anyway, that's another topic. But yeah, so I think that they might continue, you know, sticking to the game plan and yeah, raising or higher if we see the stock market just continuing to rally. So yeah. But okay, look, at this point, I would say this way, that yes, there is some more room for some upside, and my next target here on the S&P is the 4,588 zone, and then we'll take it from there. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, sorry, I'm just reading Mr. Pucci. Looking good, man, about your web class. Thank you very much for the web. I'm assuming that you're referring to the webinar. But yeah, and yes, it's very laggy. I agree. You know, what can I do? I'm trying to do my best here, but okay, my best is maybe not sometimes the best. So anyway, I hope you'll be patient, and I hope you'll stick around still. Anyway, Dow Jones Industrial Average. So, okay, we had this is where my worry is a little bit. So we had a good run, and then we started drifting back down. Yesterday, we actually reversed lower, and yesterday Although, yes, in general, the market, U.S. market kind of closed in positive territory, Nasdaq especially, Dow did decline. So, to be honest, we're watching today also today it kicks off the earnings season. Well, I mean, yesterday already some big companies started delivering, like PepsiCo, for example, came out with good numbers. Then some Delta Airlines came out with some good numbers. Yeah. Today we have JP Morgan, United Health, Wells Fargo, BlackRock, Citigroup, State Street, and some other ones, I think. But check out the earnings calendars, guys, for yourselves if you're interested. And also, by the way, in TradingView here, you can also you can have this little circle here. So, for example, if you're looking at a certain particular stock, it can tell you, where when the next earnings can come. So, for example, do I have a stock here? Let me just TSL USD. Okay, where's that Tesla? Let me just pick up some Tesla. Let's say Tesla, right? On the Nasdaq one. So you can see here you have this little E. So basically, I don't know if you knew or not, but for those who didn't know, that you can check out, when the earnings are coming out. So just be cautious of that, guys. But yeah, coming back to the Dow, look, we have, like I said, some components who are going to be delivering their earnings soon. So just be careful and cautious. So, for example, this is one of those moments where if you're looking at S&P, Nasdaq, and Dow, and you're thinking that, hey, they will follow each other's footsteps, sometimes actually Dow and Nasdaq are the ones that I always notice that, kind of can move with a bigger gap between each other. So yes, just kind of keep in mind that, and just like I said, if you are trading stocks, welcome to the fun time. Mr. Pucci, we don't die, we multiply profits. Okay. So, and in general, thank you very much for the positive words. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Daredevil Dave, good morning. Good morning to you too. Good morning, everybody else who's joining in as well. So I'm very happy to see all you here, guys. Thank you very much. You're helping me to continue running this, honestly. Without you, what's the point? Honestly, without you, what's the point? Anyway, coming back to the situation here with Dow from the technical perspective. Look, I'm still sticking to some of these levels. I have this 34,363, but to be honest, I really don't like it. But I'm trying to find some sort of a level from where I could start, maybe looking some the downside. Maybe it could be somewhere here, but in general, look, I'll keep an eye on this. Maybe the 34,400 could do the trick as well, but let's keep it short and simple. Let's first see what's going to happen here. At the moment, we're just kind of trading around this, oscillating around this downside line. Not ideal, but the fact that we're still kind of ish sitting above the downside line, then yes, there is a chance for a move back to the upside. And in general, the dollar is not feeling very well. So yeah, and that's because everybody's kind of on the rhetoric that the Fed's not going to go for further rate hikes after this one, after the July one. And that's why, we are having this dollar kind of in a decline mood. But I'll get to that in a bit. Nasdaq 100, simple here. Yeah, everything's fine according to the TIA rules. I talked about this in the beginning of this week as well. I said to you that in order for me to go higher, I need to see a push above the 15,475. Boom, fantastic. Great. I'm still sticking to the upside in a way. On the futures here, by the way, I'm looking at the futures here on my chart. You're looking at your cash index, but still, in general, it's the same. Look, I mean, just the pricing a little bit different, but in general, look, the patterns are kind of most of the time they're the same. So just if we're going higher, then we're going higher. So yeah, on the futures here, I'm looking at the 16,000 mark. Could be a nice good target. So yeah, let's wait and see. For the downside, a drop back below the 15,475 territory. This highlighted zone here could do the trick for a few more sellers. The German index, DAX, yeah, looking at the picture here, we broke the downside line and we stayed above this 16,000 kind of 150 territory. Approximately around here, so we stayed above it, and yeah, so this means that there could be more upside, but okay, yeah, given the steep up move we already had, maybe a bit of a retracement could be possible here, but to be honest, I think that this week is yeah, it's just like that, like one-way traffic, so just be cautious and careful. Yeah, so my next target in a way is, although I have this one, the 16,571, this is my ideal scenario, but initially I'm aiming for this 16,332 territory, marked by the high of the, or should I say, the current highest point of July. Yeah, that's my game plan for now. FTSE 100, haven't looked at this one for quite a while, but look, in general, I talked about this. When I talked about this, I said to you that if we do drop below this territory, this is, by the way, old already, yes, so, but if we do drop below this territory, then yes, I'll go lower. Almost managed to reach my target, perfect. Like I said before, it's never the exact level, it's always the area near that level. It could be a little bit lower, could be a little bit higher. That's fine, but that's in a way, you know, if you see something like this already forming, then you can see that it's struggling. Honestly, you probably would, let's say if you are entering something like this, it went lower, you're most likely you're not going to enter or exit the trade at, you know, this picture perfect moment here. No, you're going to exit it somewhere here because you'll see how it plays out. You'll see that, okay, it's struggling, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you know what? I'll take my profits here and, you know, I'll enjoy life. And this is good. Look, don't be greedy. Never be greedy, you know, just kind of be careful and cautious and just, you know, go slowly and eventually you'll get there. But yeah, now the question is, can this barrier, which previously acted as a good area of support, can it act as a good area of resistance? Let's wait and see. At the moment, I'm considering something like this. But given the fact that there are, you know, other indices who are looking very positive, yes, I mean, when everything's like this very positive, then maybe this could, you know, pop higher again. And to be honest, look, if it does travel above this hurdle, I will go for you know, for some upside, but again, this upside will be classed as a larger correction before another possible leg of selling. Mr. Pucci, do I only trade one daily charts? Look, in general, I combine, but the only thing is that when I analyze the dailies, honestly, because you can analyze when you're on an hourly chart or like a 30-minute chart. Look, I look at them all of them. I look at the 1-minute chart as well. But the thing is that if you're day trading, then yeah, you look at the bigger picture first. See what's happening. Okay, there is a likelihood for example here to stall, and or maybe there's a likelihood, you know, but then you start going into smaller time frames, and then you start picking the potential breakout level, maybe, you know, or to the upside, to the downside. But initially, because on a 1-minute chart, I wouldn't be able to see this, and I wouldn't, you know, that wouldn't give me that picture, and that's why I look at the dailies, because I really like the dailies. They give me the what's happening in general, and then if in order for me to, let's say, to take a position or something like that, then I look at the shorter time frames. Whatever works for you, honestly. It's like for somebody it works, the 1 minute one works, for somebody only 1 hour works. For me, everything works, and I like to look at everything. I don't limit myself only to the dailies, or no. It's just that for analysis, the dailies are the best, and they give less noise, and they give you just a straightforward picture what's going to happen here, and like, okay, you see that it's a downtrend. Okay, yeah, it's a downtrend, you know, and it will probably it has a greater chance than to go to the downside rather than the upside. So, you know, and it could jump around, you know, the whole day, but then actually take a direction later on at some stage. So, and dailies actually do help me to look at, let's say, previous day high, previous day low, and this way, you know, you can easily kind of determine where that level is, and maybe, you know, go for a breakout from there. So yeah, dollar Dollar, US dollar. Look at this madness, I would say. I mean, this has just, fell off the cliff. Okay, sorry, just a second. I feel like any 4-hour charts are for set and forget type on trade. Again, Mr. Pooji, whatever works for you. You think this way, somebody else thinks the other way. Honestly, if we all would think the same way, then either we would be losing, either we would be winning all. So, whatever, you have your own strategy. Somebody likes swing trading, somebody likes scalping. There is no correct answer. You do whatever you want to do. Whenever you tune into webinars like mine, I just give you from my perspective, and then you go back to your computer and do what the hell you want, honestly, like whatever you want. I'm saying, like, look, just consider this, but then if you want to take that into consideration, okay, that's fine. If you don't, okay, that's fine as well. Like maybe you're seeing something else that I'm not seeing. So guys, honestly, it's purely your kind of decision in a way. Like, and you know yourselves better and what you can. The only thing is, I always ask everybody to stick to to a few things. Have your stop losses in place. Risk only what you can afford to lose, and don't overtrade. Yep. Yeah. To skin the cat, yeah, for sure. Anyway, dollar. Okay, look, what's happening here? Okay, we fell below some of these. Look, I mean, how far we have traveled. In general, I talked about this idea and I said to you, I'm going to aim for this 99.80 zone, and we've reached that. And talk about reaching it. We actually exceeded that, and we traveled further south. And look, by the way, I mean, and this is easier to see on a daily chart because, I mean, this is quite an important area where we are currently sitting at. So let me just recycle one of these lines, these horizontal lines. Always recycle, guys. There's a hidden message for you there. So there we go. So this is quite an important area of support. We've violated that, but we're kind of oscillating around it right now. So if you're looking for some further declines, I think that there are a bunch of good levels to watch. For example, this one, the 97.74. But in between here, okay, look, I mean, maybe there could be a bit of a retracement at some point, maybe going like, maybe the bears had enough already, like, okay, we'll allow the bulls to play a little bit and then we'll step in next week. Or maybe actually they will just kind of, let's finish off this week and just kind of, create this bloodbath here. And and then maybe we'll allow the bulls to play around next week. But, we'll see. But at this point, look, there's not much data coming out today. So apart from the earnings, and at this point, look, I would like to see a nice correction here back to the upside. But of course, I'm being cautious and careful. I like this level. I like this one right here, the low of the 21st of April of 2022, which is around the 99.80. So maybe I would like to see like a nice retracement back up here, if a good hold up, and then maybe another decline, something like that. So if you're looking for some higher levels in the short run, maybe, like I said, yes, a push above this 99.80 zone could do the trick, or maybe even actually this psychological 100 level could be the better option. But again, it's a little bit tricky with the upside right now. So, at the moment we are just kind of considering any move higher. We're considering as a temporary correction before another possible leg of selling. Gold. Okay, this one's interesting. So gold is declining a little bit right now, but yesterday we held strong, or should I say the bulls held strong, and now we're seeing a bit of a retracement. Okay, that's fine. Maybe it could be quite healthy, to be honest. I mean, to get a retracement back down here, to test the 50-day EMA, the 100-day EMA, maybe, find support here and then rebound and go to the upside going into next week. So, like I said, this could be quite healthy. If you're looking for some lower levels, maybe a drop back below this downside line could do the trick. And maybe this is where I'm going to keep an eye on one of my levels here. A bunch of my levels that I have here. Right here, this clearance could be a good one, and if we do get that clearance, yes, at the same time we could fall below this, back below this downside line, and potentially more sellers could join in. So, and then we could start examining some lower levels. In general, I was kind of a little bit more bearish on gold, to be honest, but hey, the changes here that happened in dollar, okay, we adjust as we go, so, you know, there is now potential still for some upside, but I would really like to see a correction here a little bit, but okay, like, look, the market doesn't always do what I want it to do, so what I'm gonna scrap the correction moment if we do start falling below this territory. That's the high, the current highest point of this week near the 1960, let's round it up here a little bit, 1964. So if we do clear that one, then yes, I will get a little bit more excited with some higher levels, guys. Silver, just a quick update on silver, similar story, but yeah, in general, I mean, fantastic. 24.21, I talked about this yesterday, we cleared it, and I said that I'm aiming for this 24.53. Boom. I mean, boom. Fantastic. Great. What's next? Again, I would really like to see maybe a bit of a correction here before, let's say, going higher, because again, this was quite a steep move. But hey, let's not rush into anything. Okay, I'm gonna mark this for our future reference, and if this area provides good support, then yes, great, another rebound here could be possible. However, if we start, let me just grab a line. If we start clearing yesterday's high near the 24.90 zone, well, guess what? A forthcoming higher high will be confirmed, and potentially more buyers could join in. Now then, so in terms of the downside on this one, a larger downside. Maybe let's keep an eye on this little hurdle here, this 24.20. A nice good drop below this may, yes, attract a few more sellers into the game, and maybe we could this could lead to a larger correction to the downside. Oil, just quickly on that one, so far so good. I cannot really add anything else here because what I said to you previously, that if we, you know, clear this hurdle, then yes, I'm aiming for some higher levels. I'm aiming for this 200-day EMA. We got that. Now, okay, look, in general, I would say I'll stick to the upside as long as we stay above this 200-day EMA, but maybe a bit of a retracement here could be possible. So just keep an eye on that one. For the downside, I would like to see a break of this upside line. So basically, I need to see a larger correction here, maybe, you know, a move back below the 200-day EMA in order to maybe consider some lower levels. So, and then of course a break of this upside line. So in other words, from the shorter term perspective, maybe you could keep an eye on this 200-day EMA. If we fall back below it and stay below it, then yes, I will consider initially I will consider a larger correction to the downside towards this upside line, and then we'll take it from there. Bitcoin. So there we go. The crypto enthusiasts are very, very happy. And okay, finally it's doing something. We are violating my targets, but we're violating it cautiously. So we are kind of clearing this. We cleared this 31,500 territory. I talked about this, and I said to you yesterday that if it looks like a bullish flag, yes, but we need that clearance. Until we get that clearance, we cannot really get way too excited. So we got that clearance, but it just fell back below it. So, okay, I mean, this is just like, it's kind of almost doing what I wanted to do, but still, look, in general, if you can afford yourself, let's say, for example, to gamble here, okay, do it, but just, you know, try to gamble with a stop loss, just smart, just do it smart. I mean, any entry into the market is a gamble in general, just the only thing is that don't risk way too much, never risk everything. Here at this point, I would say, if we get another push above this 31,500 territory and we stay above it, I'll go further north. For the downside, I need to see a drop back below this 29,500 territory, and then we'll take it from there. Ethereum. So yesterday, somebody asked me about, I can't remember the names, or I'm very bad with names, apologies. Mr. Pucci, probably I'll forget your name tomorrow as well. Oh, sorry, tomorrow, Saturday, I will forget. On Monday as well, I'm talking about. And, you know, Daredevil Dave, also the same story with you, probably. You know, I'll forget everybody's names, whoever But once you come back, you kind of trigger my memory again, and like this person, this person, okay, and this way, and eventually, repetition will allow me to remember all your nicknames here. But yeah, but like I said, somebody asked me yesterday about this Ethereum, and they said it's kind of not really the most exciting thing, but now it's getting there. Now it's getting more exciting because look, it popped above this 1977 territory. Great, it reached my other target, the psychological 2000 territory, together with the 2020 zone, and we cleared this. But we're currently just kind of sitting near that psychological 2000 territory. So, long story short. For me, I would say this way: as long as I stay below, we stay above this 1977 territory, I'll go further north. For the downside, I will. Okay, I like this area, not the level, but the area around this level. And let me just make it smaller a little bit. So I like this one, and if we do drop back below this, then yes, I will consider a move to the downside here, a bit of a corrective move lower. So just keep that in mind. Bitcoin Cash. Okay, it did. This is what I'm honestly. It did the breakout. Fantastic, great. It did the break the upper side of the falling wedge pattern. So, and then yesterday it corrected back down, but it remained above this upper side. So in a way, we could still say that we are bullish. But I'm cautiously bullish on this one. I will stick to the upside as long as we stay above this downside line, the upper side of the falling wedge pattern. If we start breaking below it, or let's say we fall below the 257 territory right here, I will start considering maybe some lower levels. Litecoin, beautiful move. What can I say? Everything's according to the plan. We tested my downside line, this flatter one, drawn from the high of the 16th of February. We tested it and we broke it. Fantastic. And we stayed above it. That's great. So what's next? And we reached my target, 103.41. One of my targets, sorry. The next target is the 105.68, approximately around here. This is what I'm going to be aiming for. And then actually this is where I need to lower down my ambitions and just aim for this for now. After that, I'll see how it's going to play out. If it's going to go further north, okay, great. I'll redraw this and I'll go further north. But at this point, I'll just keep it short and simple. Jumping into a few pairs now. AUDUSD. So, AUDUSD, beautiful move. We had a beautiful move here towards the 0.69 territory. Came very close to testing it and found resistance. Okay. Now, again, so far this worked out perfectly. Yesterday I talked about this idea. I said to you that, if you remember, if you watched my video, I said to you that if we do pop above the 0.6806 area, I'll go higher towards the 0.69 territory. Fantastic. Mission accomplished. Well, team, we're not really heading home yet. No. So what I'm going to do here is, of course, I'm going to mark this barrier. And of course, you will probably see that there is a potential for an ascending triangle formation. Look, I'm marking these ascending triangles. However, as I have been mentioning this whole week already, I am kind of getting disappointed because they're not really doing everything as according to the TA rules, because what I've noticed lately that it kind of works out in the opposite direction. So in general, the ascending triangle should break higher, but again, we have seen scenarios where it's breaking lower, and yeah. But at this point, look, we're having a bit of a retracement, so that's fine. That's actually quite healthy, to be honest, and actually, if I will draw my beloved Fibonacci's from here, from the first decline, sharp decline, and then from here we rallied all the way towards this territory, then you can see that we have the 23.6 near the 0.6830 zone, approximately around here. Good potential target. Another thing to consider here, now again, this is me trying to rub my crystal ball here and trying to, or should I call it a leather ball? But basically what I'm trying to get here, I'm trying to foresee the future, like trying to be Nostradamus here, but Maybe this could, retrace back down, kind of go a little bit lower, go in the beginning of the week, next week, go a little bit to the downside here, form something of a possible bullish flag and then pop higher. So, this would be just picture perfect. But at this point, of course, I mean, not everything happens as I wish it to happen. So at this point, I'm just keeping an eye on it. And to be honest, I'm going to leave it as it is. Today, I'm just going to observe the price action and just going to see what it wants to do. If it wants to pop straight away above the 0.69 territory, okay, great. But then the question is, will it not make a nice false breakout? That's another possibility. So that's why whenever I already have like a strong move like this, I'm just going to leave it and I'm just going to wait for maybe next week to see if I can squeeze something out of this one. AUDJPY. So beautiful hold up here. Beautiful hold up near this 95.15 territory. Look at this beautiful thing. I talked about this. I said to you that, look, after this nice recovery here, let's see if this is going to hold. And so far, it's holding. The lower side of the descending triangle. This is one of those moments where it actually worked out. Yeah, my question now is, can this remain as a good resistance barrier? If it can, then yes, I will consider a move back down. But if it starts pushing back up here, maybe a bit of a retracement, a larger correction here back down could be possible. Oh, sorry. Correction back down. Correction back up could be possible because again, we would still be below this downside line, and in a way, we would class that as maybe as a temporary correction before another possible leg of selling in the short run. Because in the medium term, we have this upside line. So, so again, that's why let's keep it short and simple. And this is, like I said, this is the scenario that I'm looking at. A USDJPY, another interesting thing here. Look at this. I mean, we have traveled quite decently here to the downside, and honestly, this was a nice roller coaster ride here. Sorry, not a roller coaster, a falling free knife, a free fall, a falling knife. Sorry, I'm confusing my words already. It was a very nice move here. I would say, I mean, if you were on the sell side, congratulations. I would say congratulations, yes. And in general, what I talked about previously when I had these arrows differently, I was looking at this 141 territory and I said that if we do fall below it, I'll aim initially for the 100-day EMA, and if we fall below the 100-day EMA, I'll aim for the 200-day EMA. And look at this. Everything worked out perfectly. So now maybe a bit of a retracement. I would really like to have a retracement here, to be honest. This would be quite healthy. So as you can see here, the 23.6 would be ideally tested here. But hey, this is a good area as well. So let's see if we can reach that 100-day EMA today. I would, like I said, really would like to see that, but I think that I would have to leave it. I will have to leave it and wait for next week. Next week, maybe we'll get something more exciting, maybe something more interesting. Oh, by the way, in terms of next week, let me just quickly double check what's happening next week. So Japan is on holiday on Monday. China's GDP numbers are coming out on Monday. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. So if you are holding some positions like AUD positions overnight, over the weekend, I would say don't, because it's going to be a tricky one. Because again, maybe Chinese data could impact Australia and Australian dollar as well. Because again, there's a massive trade happening with China, as you know, between Australia and China. So yep, keep that in mind. We have the RBA monetary policy statement on Tuesday. Yeah, then Monday, yeah, it's a little bit quiet in that sense. The CPI numbers are coming out from Canada. Retail sales coming out from the US on Tuesday. That's just a quick glance of what's happening on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have the CPI numbers from New Zealand, UK, Europe. And then so building permits and how crude oil and housing starts from the US on Wednesday. That's all the CPI, all those CPIs that I mentioned, and the housing stuff is US housing stuff is on Wednesday. Thursday we'll have NAB quality business confidence from Australia, initial job and continuous jobless claims. Oh, Philly Fed manufacturing index. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. That's on Thursday. And finally on Friday, China is back. China is back. Japan is back, and they are showing us some good. Well, they're back actually on Tuesday, I think already. Yeah. Yeah. So on Friday, Japan will show us their CPI numbers. So yeah, it could be an interesting one. And yeah, it's a little bit. And then the manufacturing numbers for retail sales from Canada. So yeah, basically Wednesday I think is going to be the most exciting one. So okay, let's see how that's going to play out, of course. Anyway, that's a little bit, I stepped away a little bit from the technicals. So coming back to this USDJPY. So at this point, look, given that we already had quite a decent decline, maybe a bit of a retracement here could be possible. Maybe a move back to the upside here towards the 100-day EMA. That would be really nice to see. And then if it gets a hold up here, maybe another decline could be possible. USDCHF, now talking about a similar story here. I mean, we had a strong decline. Look at this. I mean, I was initially aiming for the 0.08757 territory, and I mean, wow, it just surpassed that. And yes, so now the question is where we're going to go further. And to be honest, on this one, we don't have here too much history, but USDCHF on the ICE. Yeah, here you can see that we have not been at these levels for quite a while. And I mean, last time it was just COVID. I know, actually, no, not even COVID. It was 2015. Yes, when Swiss central bank untied its Swiss franc from the euro. Yeah, that's the one. I think that's the, yep. And there we go. Look at this, how far we have traveled, guys. I mean, we have even surpassed some of these levels here. So, okay. Now, I mean, this is 0.87. I mentioned this already. And honestly, and this one as well, we've surpassed. I mean, these lows. I mean, wow, that's talk about a strong move. Okay, look, in general, I think it's time maybe for a bit of a correction. However, the market doesn't always do what I want it to do. So at this point, I would say what I'm doing here is I'm just going to observe the price action. I'm going to leave it here, and I'm just going to just observe it. And if I get something like today, that's great. Okay, you know, I'll take that. But in general, I would really like to see a correction back up. So maybe if we do mark this, the 23.6 is somewhere around this 0.8650 territory, approximately around here. Good potential target. But yeah, again, first we need to see if we can get that corrective move higher. That's why I'm just going to probably observe the price action. USDCAD. So this one's also, this one's finding good support near the 1.3116. So yep, at the moment, like I said, also a similar story. I'm just going to leave it for this week and just going to see what it will do today. Maybe it'll do something like this, hopefully. And then I'll pick it up next week, guys. Honestly, at this point, like I said, if you are interested in these pairs, there's a lot of pairs that I'm going to leave it because, again, they did their moves already. And now on Friday, it would be like chasing the market. And for example, we might get a strong reversal. We might get a further continuation move lower, you know. So that's why I just leave it. If you missed this, I would say don't rush it. Leave it for next week. I think there will be a good opportunity to step in. GBPNZD. Now, this one I haven't looked for quite a while. And look at this. After we found good resistance near this barrier, the 2.09 area, 2.0920 area, I would say, we drifted back down. We can see so far that the 50-day EMA is providing fantastic support. So if you want to go lower, a break below this is required. So a drop below this 2.0, let's round it up here a little bit to 2.05 area is required in order to aim for the 100-day EMA. Let me just mark this for our reference. And yes, this is what I'm going to do here with this pair. And this pair sometimes does exciting stuff, to be honest. And to be honest, I like this idea to the downside just because I would like to see a corrective move lower here. Let me just grab this line. There we go. And the color, there we go. So this is what I would like to see here, and it kind of aligns itself perfectly with the idea of, you know, testing maybe the 100-day EMA. So all that, yeah, could play out. But let's not rush into anything. First, we need to see a drop below that 50-day EMA. GBPUSD, nice correction back down. So I mean, that's fine. Actually, that's quite healthy. We've reached some of my targets. Yesterday, I talked about this. I said that if we do pop above this 1.3090 territory, my next target is the 1.3147. Also aimed for this 1.3182, but we didn't reach it yet. So look, if we do pop above the 1.3147 here, I will go higher. Yes. But in terms of the downside, I think that a drop back below this territory, not a level, but territory below, actually that territory near the psychological 130 zone, if we do fall back below it, then yes, this is where we could see some excitement among the bears. Euro Aussie, this one is, yeah, I talked about this and I said to you, look, maybe we have ourselves a coiling up moment where the pair is kind of getting into a bit of a squeeze. So we remain in this pattern. In a veg or a triangle, I would say. And as long as it stays in here, I'm just going to observe the price action. Once it starts clearing one of the sides here, now that's where the excitement could come. And then we could consider the next short-term directional move. And finally, EURUSD, yep, also correcting back to the downside. That's all fine, all quite healthy. And I would say, in general, yesterday I was talking about this 1.1185. Fantastic, mission accomplished. Now, let's see if this hurdle here, this 1.1185, can act as a good area of support. And just to remind you what that level was, and that's the highest point of March of 2022. Is that correct? That's correct. No, sorry. Is that correct? Let me just double check. Is this the... no. That's not the highest point of March of 2022. This is the highest point. So this is the high, just the 31st of March, the last trading day of March. And look, yeah, a good target. So, and that's why you look at dailies, because you can see this stuff easily. And look at this. I mean, we've tested that hurdle, and now the question is, can this hurdle be a nice good area of support? Let's wait and see, guys. If we do start falling back below this, now, hey, maybe that could be a little bit more interesting, and we could, you know, it may attract maybe a few more sellers into the game, and we could go for a bit of a corrective move lower. So I'll draw my Fibonacci's, and this is where maybe, you know, we could aim initially for this 1.1150 territory near the 23.6. Good potential target. Let's wait and see. Now, guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your comments, for your participation, for your rockets, for your questions, for your likes, for everything. So thank you very much for your views. I really appreciate that, and thank you very much for sticking around with me this week. I hope I will see you next week as well. Yep, at my Easy Markets Daily Pitch International. So as always, we'll start off. At 6 o'clock GMT time. But yeah, guys, I hope you'll have a fantastic trading day today. Stay safe. Have your stop losses in place. Don't risk, only risk what you can afford to lose, and don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. So at this point, I would like to say thank you for this week, and I'll see you next week on Monday. Thank you very much, and have a nice weekend. Bye-bye. Oh, and by the way, try to relax this weekend. Honestly, come back fresh. It will be better. Bye-bye. Uh-oh, you just broke a digital image cursing us all to 7 years of market volatility. Undo by subscribing to our channel.